Hi everybody, welcome to this introduction to styling in web design. As you can see, we have a web page here, tokyo.html, and here is the text file where we are creating the design of the web page, tokyo.html. As you can see, in the body of the web page, we have an h1 tag, there it is, an h3 tag, there it is, 4 images, here they are, and 4 p tags, here they are, and finally there is an h4 tag at the bottom of the page. So this is our web page design with all of the content in the body. Today we're going to look at the head section of our web page, which is above the body, and inside the head there is the style section. Think of it as the brain inside the head. Okay, this is the style section. It's very smart. So today let's focus on the style section. In the style section we can write CSS code. CSS code allows us to style our web page. For example, I want all of my p tags to have a color which is blue. All of the p tags will have a color which is blue, and that's the end of this style. We're going to save it and refresh. All of the p tags are blue. Now we could add some more CSS to this p style. I want to say font family Times New Roman. Now let's save that and refresh the page. Maybe this is Times New Roman. Let's change that to Arial. Font family, which is Arial. End of style. We'll save that and refresh. Oh, there you go. This is Arial font. I also want to style the images. I want the images, all of the images, to have a border radius of 25 pixels. So all of the images in my web page will have a border radius which is 25 pixels. End of style. Let's save that and refresh. There you go. All of the images now have a border radius. Now let's just do one more. I'm going to style my h1 tags in my web page to have a font size of 48 pixels and a font family which is Courier New. End of style. So I'm styling my h1 tags with 2 styles here. Save and refresh. Let's put a third one in. Let's say the h1 tags have a background of blue and a padding of 25 pixels. So all of this is affecting all of the h1 tags in my web page. Whoa! Let's say color is white for the h1 tags. So we'll save that and refresh. Okay. So if in the body of my web page, at the very bottom of the page, I'm just going to have an h1, another h1 tag. Thank you for visiting my page. And we'll close the tag. Now let's save it and see what happens. Right? Because this is an h1 tag, it is affected by the h1 CSS in the style section of the web page. Now let's say I want some of my images to have a red border. Not all of them, only some of them. If I put that CSS here, let's say we want it to be red, solid, and 2 pixels thick. This is a border style. If I save that and refresh, every image has a red border. But actually, I only want the first image and the last image to have a red border. So let's have a look at how to do that. I'm going to create a class. This is a classification. And my classification, what shall I call it? Let's just call it red border. Doesn't matter what you call it. This is a class called red border. And I'm going to create some CSS border, which is red, solid, 2 pixels. Let's save and refresh. Oh, nothing happened. Oh, this is the class style. I now need to inject this into an element. So image src equals lanterns.jpg. Let's say after that, class equals red border. So this image is going to follow this rule. And let's do the same thing. I'm going to copy that in the final image. I'm going to take away that alt. Let's just delete that. Don't need it. This final image also has a class of red border. So we'll save that and refresh. The first image has a red border, and the final image has a red border because we applied this class to this element and this element. Could we apply it to a text element? Could we do this? Tokyo is the capital of blah, blah, blah. Could we do that? Well, let's find out. Yes, we can. That's interesting. Finally, guys, what I want to say to you is we can affect all of our tags by creating CSS in the style section. We can also create rules. Another thing we can do in the body of our web page is to inject CSS directly. So I could do this. Style equals color green in this p tag. So we know that all of the p tags are blue. But this one, I'm just going to inject some CSS directly into it to override the style section. And now this one is green. So these are different ways that you can style your web pages.